This evening I was cruising numerous streaming platforms to take a peek at what interesting, riveting, scary films they had available for me to put my peepers on to celebrate this Halloween, and I was checking them all. Lord help us, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I even checked Peacock. I know even just hearing that name is enough to send shivers down your spine. That'll give you the heebie-jeebies in and of itself. In my defense, I don't have that subscription on purpose. I just have forgotten to cancel it many, many times. I got it a long time ago to watch the Halo TV series, and what a tragic sin that was. Holy Toledo. A catastrophic television series so bad that it's completely contaminated that entire platform for me. Anyway, though, point is, I even checked Peacock. Of course, I found nothing. You're more likely to find a gold nugget in your fucking toilet after taking a shit than you are to find something worth watching on Peacock. But I was cruising all these streaming platforms, and eventually I went to Paramount, which another platform I never really go to. But there was a new film that was plastered on there that caught my eye. It came out like 2 weeks ago. It's called Vicious, and it stars Dakota Fanning, who I think is a very talented actress, but has been on a real cold streak here with the projects she's choosing, like The Watchers from a year or two ago, which was some horror slop, the likes of which still stains my eyes. But this new one that she's starring in really caught my eye because the premise had me hooked. It has a lot going for it. It was fucking Opposite Day. It's about as generic as it gets. It's about a haunted box. And I just looked it up on a whim to see what people were saying about it. No one was saying anything about it. Complete crickets. When I was trying to look up any information or any discussion on it, it was like locking myself in a sensory deprivation tank. It seems like nobody's heard of this movie before. I found like 3 reviews on YouTube, and 2 of the 5 videos covering this were AI giving you a synopsis of what happens in the film. And then there's like one Reddit thread of people talking about it. And overall, the reception from the few that have seen it is pretty negative. Most people kind of hate it. There's a couple positive reviews sprinkled in there with people having their pinky out saying, you just didn't understand it. But outside of those fringe outliers, it's mainly negative, which is my cup of tea. This is exactly what I was looking for here. So I watched Vicious, and I feel like it's my duty to give you a review on this movie that you've never heard of and were never going to see. So as advertised, this film is indeed about a haunted box. No tomfoolery there. An old lady randomly knocks on Dakota Fanning's door one night after Dakota Fanning was talking to her mother and stressing out about an upcoming interview, and things just haven't really been going her way. Then all of a sudden, this random lady's acting all weird and sketchy, and she invites her in because it seems like she needs help. And while the lady's sitting there, she sets a box down and says, This is yours now. You're going to die." And then she leaves. And then the box, it starts talking to her. She learns that she needs to give something she hates, something she loves, and something she needs to this box. And maybe that'll prevent her from dying. There's an hourglass ticking down, and as the sand is pouring, the clock is running. So that's basically the entire movie. From that point, it is now her trying to figure out, well, what do I hate, what do I love, and what do I need? What do I have to sacrifice to this box to survive? And the whole time the box is calling her on her phone and making her see a bunch of horrifying mirages, basically. It's like a genjutsu she gets trapped in because of this box. And there's this entity, I guess, that is possessing the form of her mother that's jump scaring her. And also just 1,000 jump scares, really. This movie is almost entirely jump scares. I'm actually kind of impressed that they didn't even try to build tension. They just tried to scare you with loud noises. And I feel like it's because they wanted to make sure you were still awake. Because without the jump scares, there is nothing happening. And even with them, there is nothing happening in this movie. It really feels like you, the viewer, are trapped in a genjutsu with Dakota Fanning here. Because nothing progresses, nothing moves forward, and every time it seems like she's going to do something or accomplish something, turns out it was all make-believe, it was all an illusion. So, it's just actually a movie of nothing happening besides loud noises and, blood sometimes. So, I think Dakota Fanning did her damnedest to carry this. She actually is acting her ass off in this film, but it is futile because the writing is so weak. And there is just so little to appreciate about what's happening on screen. But there's a couple of moments in here I thought were kind of cool. So, when she initially gets this box, she starts panicking. She wants to call the police. She also wants to talk to her mother, whom she was talking to before the lady arrived. And as she's talking to her mom starts sounding a little weird, saying some weird things. And it turns out that's not her mom. It's the demon of the box or something, I guess. We never really fully know. But it can imitate the ones that she loves, make her believe that the ones that she loves are dead or dying or in pain. So like one of the scenes that I thought was actually pretty good, she's randomly knocking on neighbors' doors begging for help, and one of her neighbors opens. She goes inside, and that neighbor's on the phone. And then while talking on the phone to her husband, she then gets a call from the demon that now takes control of her, and in front of Dakota Fanning, she starts like stabbing her face with a knife and then stabbing her neck and then blaming Dakota Fanning for it. You may notice I keep calling her Dakota Fanning. It's because I genuinely cannot remember her name. Polly. Never mind. I scraped the back of my mind there, found it. Her name is Polly. So her neighbor is now stabbing herself with a knife because the entity is controlling her. And then she even gives like an "Are you not entertained?" as she's like bleeding out kind of thing and laughing at Polly, blaming her for it. And like I said, like that's like it was kind of creative. There are a couple of moments like that where it's like, oh, that could have been interesting in pretty much any other context besides what it's being used for in this movie. There's not a whole lot to really dive into here with the spaghetti and meatballs of the film. Like I said, Polly is going through like a rough patch in life where she's, not finding love. She feels pretty numb. She hasn't accomplished a whole lot. Now this box gets there. And the old woman does also kind of say that the box kind of chooses you. It looks for broken people, which Polly is. But she does have a niece who she really loves. And you immediately start to pick up that this box is wanting her to sacrifice like parts of herself and parts of people that she loves, kind of wanting to turn her into a killer. Like, how far will she go for self-preservation? It fools her into cutting off her pinky toe under the ruse that it's something she needs, thus one of the 3 requirements to get rid of the curse of the box. But it turns out it wasn't the pinky toe, it actually wanted the pointer finger, as revealed by her mirror image in the reflection, but the reflection shows her that she's missing a finger, so she connects the dots that it actually wanted a finger and it played a trick on her, so then it laughs at her, and then she puts her finger in there, and then it calms everything down. Thus, the requirement is fulfilled, except not really, kinda. She keeps getting all these calls, and they're telling her exactly what to do, and for some reason, she still believes them, even after they knowingly fucking mislead her multiple times. She still just keeps kind of following through with what they're doing, with like the hints that they're dropping. After finally doing all 3 of the tasks, hitting the hokey pokey, she sees that the sand is still falling. She's still running out of time, so she desperately tries to figure out, well, what else is left? And then she remembers, well, the old lady knocked on her door and gave her the box, so she assumes that that's what she needs to do next to finally free herself from this agony. So she knocks on doors, and then eventually another woman answers. Her name is Tara, and she passes the box on to Tara the same way that woman did previously. Then, well, the old woman pays her a visit, and she's like even more fucked up than the last time we saw her, and she reveals that you're never fully done with the box, and the box wants her to kill Polly. Polly fights back against this older woman, killing the older woman, and she reveals that the box needs fear, so don't be afraid of dying. So, in that moment, Polly stops being afraid of dying, the sand runs out, she wakes up, everything's normal, everyone's alive, even the neighbor that stabbed herself in front of her, turns out that all wasn't real either. She then goes over to the woman's house that she dropped the box off at, but Tara doesn't recognize her, so that must not have been real either, huh? Well, the big surprise ending is that was real. She did have the box. And written on the wall says, tell no one, don't listen to her, she lies. She was going to tell Tara that the only way to win is not to play. A lesson the old War Games movie taught us. And we see that Tara has already killed her parents, and then the box asks her to drop something that she wants into it. So she gets different things here in this box. So that's kind of like the whole plot of the movie in a nutshell. Like I said, it is basically only jump scares from start to finish and nothing else. There's no real substance to this film. It's just one jump scare to the next, one bloody scene of her cutting a finger off to the next, and that's it. I've seen a lot of people say the movie makes no sense, but I actually have to disagree with that. I think it does make sense. Like, I get what the movie's trying to convey to the audience. It's just not very good at it. I think it is far simpler than people think. It's about the mental health struggle of these broken people that are getting this box, and how, like, this self-sabotage is this cycle, and that the only way to get through it is to not give in to those kind of things. Those, in this film, they portray it through the phone call. Well, at the end of the film, when she's finally free from all this, she's getting a call. You are under the impression it's going to be the demon box again, and you're thinking she's going to answer it, and it's going to end right there with a very sour ending, but she doesn't answer it, because she's no longer afraid of these things. She is now more content and ready to move forward with her life with a different outlook on everything, and now she's fully free from this box, and the box obviously knows that that's how you win, so it's trying to tell Tara, no, you have to keep doing these things, you have to stay locked in this cycle. So I think the message is pretty clear with the movie, unless I'm totally misinterpreting it. Like I said, this movie's extremely dull. Maybe I cooked up my own fan fiction here and are seeing things that aren't actually in the film, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's what it wants to say. It's just not very good at saying it, and it's not very entertaining regardless. But yeah, I don't think the movie's shitty because it doesn't make sense. It's shitty because it's all very just one tone, and that tone is, flat. It is very flat. It is like the most cliche horror movie formula here of just giving you haunted box, which is just a convenient tool to show you jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. It's just like genuinely a waste of time. Like, it's not so bad that I can sit here and shoot spitballs and yap about it for like 30, 40 minutes like I could a masterpiece like Moonfall. It's just like really a waste of time. I can see why this didn't go to theaters. Apparently, from what I was reading, this was slated to go to theaters because this isn't the cheapest horror movie ever made. Like, there was some real elbow grease put into this. And instead of going to theaters, I guess they didn't really believe in it, so they just immediately straight to streaming on Paramount. So it doesn't even feel like they had faith in it, and it's pretty clear why. There's just no reason to have even made this movie in the first place. It doesn't try and do anything interesting. It's just very content being a very standard, throwaway, forgettable horror movie that I know everyone who sees it has probably already forgotten that they watched it. It's just, I don't know, not very good, but it's not like the worst horror movie I've seen. It's definitely not even the worst horror movie I've seen this year. It's just another generic, forgettable one. So yeah, I know not a single soul on the planet was chomping at their nails waiting for someone to review Vicious, but when you needed it least, I came and delivered. A Vicious review, baby, so now you know. I don't really think it's worth watching. It's just not very good. But there's definitely worse movies to watch, so if you really just need something to put on, this exists. It is something that is able to be put on the television screen. Just don't really know why you'd want to do that. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah.